All right, we're back. We're going to finish the war, finish the chapter today. So let's continue on. We see the end of the war. I do want you to know these days. First day I want you to know is May 8th, 1945. This is the official end of the war. This is our victory in Europe day. Even though they surrender on the 7th, we celebrate the 8th, at least they did. We don't really celebrate it today anymore. Um, but the Russians were closing in from the east. The French, Free French, the British and the Americans were closing in on the west, and Germany can go nowhere, and they're just going to crumble. And Hitler knows he's beaten. So on April 30th, 1945, Adolf Hitler commits suicide. He's in his bunker. He finally marries his mistress, Eva Braun. They finally get married, which is all she ever wanted. They get married in the bunker, and then they commit suicide together. Now, he told his generals, he said, once I've committed suicide, you are to take my body, you are to burn it. That way the Allies cannot get my body and destroy it and publicly humiliate it. So his generals do. In fact, whenever the Allies come into Berlin, they cannot find his body at all. So Adolf Hitler passes away, and Germany will lose the war. Now, that's in May, but over in the Pacific, we're still fighting the Japanese. So everyone's super excited. There's no more war in Europe, but in Japan, it's still very heated and very difficult. But now we can focus our attention on Japan, and it's just a matter of time before Japan falls. Now, the sad thing is, as troops start moving into Germany, we start seeing what Hitler has been hiding from the world. In fact, he hid it from most Germans. So what the Allies will do is they will march and parade the German civilians through these concentration camps, and they are appalled. They can't believe it. In fact, many of the generals, like George S. Patton, nicknamed Blood and Guts, who can take anything, uh, can't contain himself in these concentration camps. Just the stench of the bodies, just the sight of the survivors, the sight of the dead, the sight of how they treated everyone was unimaginable. So everyone who saw it or was even near it could not believe what Hitler was doing. So we mentioned the Holocaust in the last section, and this is where the world's eyes really start to see the true side of Hitler in the Holocaust. Like we said, Harry Truman comes to power after Roosevelt. Roosevelt will pass away before the end of the war, so Truman finishes off the war, but then he has a difficult decision. What do I do about Japan? Now, he has the thought, do I invade Japan? Which we've seen how the Japanese fight, they don't give up for anything. What kind of money are we going to spend? More important, what kind of life are we going to sacrifice? What are the numbers? So he's crunching the numbers in his head. He's talking with his advisors. What do I do? And he's trying to get the answers, and he finally decides we are going to bomb Japan. We have the atomic bomb. It's tested. We know what its capabilities are, and he decides to go with the atomic bomb. The troops are already on their way to Japan, but to have a full-out invasion of Japan was a big sacrifice and a big deal. So he chooses to drop the bomb. August 6, 1945, the very first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. And this is still not enough for the Japanese. The Japanese are in awe, they're in shock. The damage is something that we have never seen in the world before. The city completely wiped out, and then we drop another one. The second bomb is on Nagasaki, and it's amazing that after the first bomb, they still didn't surrender. It took two atomic bombs. So imagine what the invasion of Japan would be like and the loss of life if it takes two atomic bombs to take down the Japanese leaders. So on September 2nd, 1945, Japan surrenders. VJ Day. VAE Day, victory in Europe. Here we have VJ Day, victory in Japan. So aboard the USS Missouri, the battleship, we have the official surrender of the Japanese, which we have pictured here. We have the atomic bombs. One is the little boy, and then I like this one, the fat man. I don't think it's talking about the guy in the picture. I'm pretty sure it's talking about the bomb. I don't know. But you can actually see a replica of the bomb, I believe, in Pensacola Naval Aviation Museum. They have one. I think the Smithsonian has one as well. But here's the official surrender of the Japanese to the Americans September 2nd aboard the USS Missouri. Hope you guys enjoyed it. World War II is one of my favorites to study. We went super quick, and I apologize that we couldn't go through very much material, but hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.